I would appraise this book actually at about $40,000.
Let me tell you, you are lucky.
You probably saved my job.
Well, you can thank me with some
Rebecca Romney, the book expert many remember from Pawn Stars, was not always interested in old, dusty books. In fact, she once joked that rare books seemed boring and only for older men. Born on April 6, 1985, in Phoenix, Arizona, her childhood did not suggest she would one day become one of the most respected names in the world of rare books. She loved learning and had a passion for languages, ideas, and philosophy. At first, she dreamed of becoming a philosopher or even a translator. These interests led her to study hard in school, where she spent countless hours teaching herself languages. By her early 20s, she had mastered several, including French, Japanese, Latin, Ancient Greek, and even Old English. Her ability to read and translate difficult texts would later become a powerful tool in her career. For example, she once translated a 300 BC Greek papyrus during a university exam and impressed her professors by acing it. Between 2003 and 2007, Rebecca studied philosophy and classical studies at Brigham Young University. She worked tirelessly, attended long seminars, and even compared centuries-old fragments of Plato's Republic for her thesis. While her classmates chose safer, more common fields of study, she took on the challenge of digging into ancient texts. What no one realized at the time was that this passion for learning and her unusual skill set would prepare her for a very unexpected career. In 2007, after graduating, Rebecca applied for what she thought was a simple management job at Bowman Rare Books in Philadelphia. To her surprise, the position was actually for a rare book specialist, something she had never even considered. At first, she nearly walked out of the interview, thinking she was unqualified. But instead, she admitted her lack of experience while highlighting her language skills. That honesty impressed the interviewers, and she got the job. Very quickly, she found herself working with some of the most valuable books in history. She held a Shakespeare folio from 1623, a page from the Gutenberg Bible, and first editions of Isaac Newton's Principia Mathematica. Each book was worth more than most houses. At only 22, she was suddenly responsible for handling items that could cost a fortune if damaged. Within 3 years, her hard work paid off. By 2010, she became a gallery manager in Las Vegas. Just a few years later, at 29, she was promoted to senior director, the youngest person in the company's history to hold that position. In this role, she managed auctions and private sales worth more than $10 million each year. She didn't just sell books, she also identified forgeries that could have cost collectors massive losses. Rebecca's sharp eye and ability to analyze historical texts set her apart in the industry. Without realizing it, she was building the exact expertise that would eventually land her on television, and, like many of the experts on Pawn Stars, Rebecca was not discovered through auditions or casting calls. Rick Harrison, the owner of the gold and silver pawn shop, already knew her through Las Vegas's antique and rare book circles. Their paths crossed at local events, where Rebecca's reputation for knowledge and professionalism stood out. When Rick needed a true expert in rare books, documents, and handwriting, he didn't ask the producers to find one. He picked up the phone and called her. Her first appearance came in April 2011 during Season 4. She was handed a collection of Civil War-era documents, including a Confederate bond. In front of the cameras, she carefully examined the paper texture, ink, and print methods. Within minutes, she exposed a forged signature, cutting its value from thousands of dollars to only a few hundred. Audiences were impressed by her calm confidence and detailed knowledge. Ratings for the episode even jumped by 15%. From that moment, Rebecca became a regular guest on the show. Between 2011 and 2015, she appeared in about 30 episodes, appraising everything from Shakespeare folios to early editions of Frankenstein. She earned the nickname the Book Lady and quickly became a fan favorite. What made her stand out was not only her expertise, but also her calm and composed delivery. She never raised her voice or seemed rattled, even when dropping shocking, truths about a book's authenticity or value. During her time on Pawn Stars, Rebecca examined some of the most fascinating and valuable items to come through the shop. In one episode, someone brought in a supposed first folio of Shakespeare's works, which could be worth millions if real. After close inspection, Rebecca explained that the paper and ink did not match genuine 400-year-old books. She believed it was a fake inspired by earlier misleading collections. By catching the differences, she saved the shop from losing thousands of dollars. In another memorable case, she authenticated a first edition of Charles Darwin's On the Origin of Species. Only 250 copies of this book were printed in 1859, and Rebecca valued the copy at $75,000. The book was one of the most important scientific works in history, and her explanation of its impact fascinated viewers. She also helped save Job in a tense episode when he bought a signed book without checking. Many thought it was fake, but Rebecca proved it was real, turning a risky purchase into a profitable one. These stories highlighted not only her deep knowledge, but also her ability to explain history in a way that audiences could easily understand. Over time, she built a reputation as someone who could be trusted to uncover the truth behind valuable documents and books. Despite her success, Rebecca's time on the show was not without controversy. In 2014, an episode aired featuring a rare 1841 edition of the Book of Mormon. Rebecca appraised it at around $40,000, though the seller wanted more. Eventually, Rick bought it for $24,000. At first, it seemed like another good deal. But rumors soon spread that the book had been stolen from the University of Utah's Marriott Library. Allegedly, the FBI became involved and even questioned Rebecca about how such a book made it onto the show. Although no official charges or public statements were made, the story spread quickly online, especially on Reddit and YouTube. Fans began speculating that the scandal had something to do with Rebecca's sudden disappearance from the show in early 2015. Her last episode aired in January that year, and without warning, she was gone. No farewell episode was filmed, and neither the History Channel nor the Gold and Silver Pawnshop gave an official explanation. For fans, the silence only fueled the mystery. Some believed she had been fired, others thought it was related to the scandal, and still others suspected personal reasons. Whatever the truth, Rebecca's absence left a big gap on the show, especially for viewers who loved her calm and reliable expertise. After leaving the show, Rebecca continued her career in the rare book industry. In 2016, she moved to Philadelphia for a promotion, later working in Brooklyn and then Washington, D.C. that same year. She married J.P. Romney, an author and historical researcher who was distantly related to politician Mitt Romney. Together, they co-wrote a book titled Printer's Error: Irreverent Stories from Book History, which was published in 2017. The book shared unusual stories from the history of printing, including forgeries, scandals, and lost works. It was well received and helped Rebecca establish herself as more than just a TV personality. Even though her marriage later ended, she continued to use her married name professionally. She also became more involved in encouraging women in book collecting. In 2017, she helped create the Honey and Wax Book Collecting Prize, an annual award for women under 30 with original and surprising book collections. By recognizing and celebrating young women collectors, Rebecca challenged the idea that rare book collecting was a male-dominated field. Her efforts gave many women more confidence to step forward and share their collections. In 2019, Rebecca co-founded a new company called Type Punch Matrix in Maryland. This rare book firm quickly gained attention for its bold and innovative approach. It didn't just focus on expensive items, but also highlighted rare works by women, people of color, and overlooked voices in literature. The company soon handled items worth hundreds of thousands, even millions, and became a respected name in the antiquarian world. Rebecca also used new technologies to improve the way rare books are authenticated. She worked with experts to introduce tools like spectral ink scanners and blockchain tracking to prevent fraud. These advancements made it easier to verify the history of rare items and gave collectors more confidence in their purchases. Beyond her business, she also continued teaching. Through seminars and lectures, she shared her knowledge with aspiring collectors and dealers. She reminded them that collecting books was not only about money, but also about preserving forgotten stories and bringing hidden authors back into history. By 2025, Rebecca had become more than just the book lady from Pawn Stars. She was an author, a business leader, and a strong voice in the rare book world. That year, she released a new book titled Jane Austen's Bookshelf. In it, she explored the forgotten women writers who had shaped Jane Austen's world but were erased from history. Authors like Frances Burney, Anne Radcliffe, and Charlotte Smith were once famous, but their works slowly disappeared, while male authors remained celebrated. Rebecca showed how this pattern was not accidental but connected to larger cultural biases. Her research shocked many readers, especially since she admitted that even she had not studied these women during her education. The book sold widely and received praise from major newspapers like the New York Times and The Guardian. Beyond her writing, Rebecca continued her role as a leader in rare books. Her company expanded into museum consulting, helping institutions build collections that included overlooked voices. She also supported digital innovations, like virtual reality experiences that allowed people to explore rare books without damaging them. Today, Rebecca's journey shows how a young woman with a love for languages ended up shaping the world of rare book collecting. From her early days on television to her current role as an author and entrepreneur, she has left a lasting mark on both popular culture and literary history. One of the most remarkable things about Rebecca's time on Pawn Stars was how quickly she became popular among fans. Unlike many of the other experts, who appeared every once in a while, Rebecca stood out because she had a calm, clear, and approachable way of explaining things. Many viewers admitted they did not care much about books before, but after listening to her, they began to see how exciting rare editions and manuscripts could be. She had a unique ability to take a subject that seemed dry and turn it into something fascinating. For example, when she explained why a misprint in a first edition made it more valuable, she told the story almost like a mystery unfolding. This kept viewers engaged, even if they had never read a book in years. On social media, especially Reddit and Twitter, fans often discussed her episodes, praising her for bringing brains and elegance to the show. Some even started jokingly calling her the most valuable book in the shop. There were also plenty of fan theories about her, including exaggerated claims that she knew over 10 languages fluently or that she had personally handled every important book in history. While not all of these were true, they showed how much of an impact she had made on the audience in such a short time. Although fans still debate why Rebecca left Pawn Stars, it is clear that the official story has never been told. Some believe the Book of Mormon controversy played a role, while others think it was simply because her career was taking her in a new direction. Around 2015, when she stopped appearing, she had already been promoted to senior director at a major rare book company. This position required constant travel between cities like Las Vegas, Philadelphia, and later New York. Managing million-dollar sales and working with collectors meant she had little time to film. It's also important to remember that Pawn Stars was a reality show with strict filming schedules, and many experts appeared only when producers needed them. Rebecca herself has hinted in interviews that she never planned to be a TV personality. She saw her role on the show as an extension of her work, not the center of her career. While it disappointed many fans, her decision to step away made sense. She wanted to be known for her long-term contributions to the world of books, not just as a familiar face on television. In some ways, leaving when she did actually protected her reputation. She avoided being overexposed and kept the mystery around her alive, which only made fans more curious. One of the biggest contributions Rebecca has made since leaving Pawn Stars is encouraging women to take part in rare book collecting. For decades, the image of a rare book collector was usually an older man with money. This stereotype discouraged younger people, especially women, from feeling like they belonged in the field. Rebecca challenged that idea directly. Not only was She young when she started, but she also used her platform to highlight the stories of women in book history who had been forgotten.